Well, hello, everybody. And I'm so glad that we have an opportunity to chat. I have online with me some of the folks that participated in our recent STM Tomorrow conversations as we've been working towards how we will move forward in ministry at St. Matthias United Methodist Church. I'm Bert Cloud, and the pastor here, and it's a joy to be with you. And I got Peg Jones, who is our administrative team lead, church council team lead, and Marielle Fuqua, who is one of our lay leaders. She's a co-lay leader, and Mary Podlesny, woman of many hats, has joined us as well. She's our finance team lead and is really kind of deeply involved in all things financial. And of course, there were lots of other people that were part of that conversation, but we thought we would just get together today and chat with each other and with you about some of the things that came out of the STM Tomorrow conversations. As you know, we began that in really in the new year. In February, we had a gathering, an open church gathering. Then in March, we had an open church gathering, but also it was a church council, administrative council meeting as well. Got all kinds of stuff done, don't you think? We tore it up that day.
Yes.
It was a Saturday morning, and we all went home and took naps after because. No, I didn't take a nap. I don't think you guys took a nap either. But it was really, really good. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to hear just some of the things. We'll, of course, have more conversations, but have some of the conversation or to hear some of the conversation of what happened at that time. Peg, you led us during the course of that second conversation. Barry, your husband, did a wonderful job kind of helping us sort of very neutrally kind of helping us step through things. But then you, as the administrative council, church council leader, kind of pick up and ran with that. What were some of the things that really kind of stood out to you about some of our conversations?
Well, I think that one of the biggest things was, again, and we've talked about this, the word connection, connecting internally, connecting externally, connecting with God. So I think those were the biggest things that came out of that. And I'll tell you what, it's the fire that's going. I mean, people are doing things now to make this happen. They weren't just words. They weren't just, let's just meet, come up with some few ideas. People are going forward and making these happen now.
Yeah, you could see some of that with some of the reemergence of things that have been going on. We were a little bit on hold, in anticipation of what the conversation would be, of course. But connection was a big, kind of a central question in terms of, how we're going to be with each other as we move forward into the future, right?
Yes, and focus. That was the other thing, is to focus and to do what we do well, not do a bunch of things sort of halfway, but to focus and do a few things very well.
Right. It's easy to kind of just go all over the map and get lost here and there. Mariella, what were your thoughts?
Well, for me, one of the best ways for us to begin to focus and to connect is to revitalize and re-energize our prayer ministry, which is definitely in progress and happening. We're trying to get a deeper commitment from many of the people who have been involved in the prayer ministry, a deeper commitment, but different levels of prayer commitment, so that people will be praying from their homes, they'll be praying in church, they'll be participating in prayer events, but we will be connecting the church family through prayer on many, many levels. We're going to have some new options for people to, for requesting prayers, some new options for people to participate in various kinds of prayer events. And on April 30th, Saturday, April 30th, from 9:30 to 10:30, quick and short and brief, we're going to have a prayer workshop, probably in the sanctuary, where we'll just talk about prayer, what it does, what we can do with it, and explore some different kinds of prayer, and maybe set some future events, prayer events.
Right. So in fact, you've been kind of casting out some emails and making some invitations for folks
Yes.
to come be part of it. Do you have to be like super spiritual to, you have to have like a halo and stuff like that in order to participate?
Halo would be wonderful, but it's not required. It's
Right.
not required.
And because really prayer is like everybody's business, right? It's not just for some folks. It's a really kind of an ongoing conversation for everybody. So that's going to be April 30th, Inner Sanctuary, from 9:30 to 10:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not 9:30 to 2:30.
Oh gosh, no. 9:30 to 10:30. We'll set the alarm.
Right. And that's really for folks that are going to be part of that prayer team. So we're looking to do team, with those folks who are praying. That's an interesting. That's an interesting phrase. The idea of team is one thing that I know that we kind of emerged from the meetings from. We did a little bit of restructuring as part of our time together. Would you want to talk about that a little bit as we go forward?
Sure. We just felt it was time to kind of reorganize and get our thoughts together, and to take all of that list of people who are doing wonderful work, but try to bring them together under certain categories or under our new teams. There are teams that are required by discipline that we have for our team leadership meetings, which used to be called Ad Council. But we have created 4 new teams, the service team, the care team, the growth team. And the growth, we mean spiritual formation kind of growth, not let's get lots of people in here. And then the communications and technology team. Let's get the word out. Let's connect that way through media. So again, we took a lot of those little categories and put them under those, and hopefully you'll have a focal point, a person to go to who will lead those teams.
Right. So, and that's it's not terribly different from what we had before. Not just vastly like, who do I go to? That's always such a struggle. Like, how do I do this, or who do I talk to about that? But really, the idea was to, as I understand it, to kind of do some work to renew and refresh some of the structure, so it was a little bit more user friendly and streamlined, but also helpful to us as we move forward. I have loved this church and have seen this church do so much, and we struggle at times. Well, all churches struggle believe you me, all churches struggle at times, but having a way for us to kind of know how we move forward together is going to be really, I think, really helpful for that. So we'll have some more kind of graphic depiction of how the teams, kind of work with each other and that sort of thing. It may be good for us to start using that word team instead of committee. And committee, it's such a, it has been a useful word for so very long, but look at Peg's face. Peg, you got this like look on your face like, and when when people say, "Hey, we want you to be on this committee," I'm just like, "Oh, thanks. This is how wonderful." But if I'm part of a team, I know that I have a shared responsibility, but we're actually trying to do stuff. Sometimes the idea of committees were, well, these are the people that are in charge if there was something to come up. But we have so much going on. We got all kinds of things that have come up, and we just need to kind of work work through those. Now, I skipped around a little bit, and then we didn't get to talk to Mary about her reflections on what we did in STM Tomorrow. Mary, would you share a little bit about some of the things that you heard and were part of and are excited about?
Sure. Kind of piggybacking on what Peg was saying about connection and focus. As we sat in those meetings, I kind of looked around the room and I could see people getting excited, and I could see the wheels turning, thinking, oh, I could do that, or I could help with that. And the fact that we've tried to narrow down our focus and as Peg said, try to do a few things well. I really could feel the excitement being generated in the room. And one of the areas of service that we identified was refugee resettlement. I have an acquaintance who happens to be the director of the Refugee Resettlement Office for Catholic Charities in our region. And Catholic Charities kind of tends to be the hub. Everyone works through them to help folks get settled. So my friend Christy told me that in the next few weeks here, we have 60 folks from Afghanistan who will be coming to the Fredericksburg area. And so there are many opportunities that we at St. Matthias can assist with. The first and foremost is to find housing for these people. And kind of as evidence of the excitement that we saw, we already have 2 members of our congregation who are offering a place for these folks to stay, to live. We're kind of working through the details with the resettlement office, making sure that the housing is suitable, making sure that the homeowners are comfortable, with the situation. But it's just so exciting that in a short week's time, we've had 2 people come forward and say, I have a place I could share, that I could offer. The other thing is, I did receive yesterday a list of items that these refugee folks will be needing. They're coming with nothing, but some personal belongings. So we need to really set up a home for them, set up a household. So I do have a list that I'll be sharing with the congregation, everything from bedding to kitchen utensils to lamps to, you name it, furniture. There's a great need. And so that is something that I'm hopeful that we'll get a good response from the congregation. It's something that people can do, truly without a lot of time on their part. I won't say no effort, but time. And then finally, the refugees, it's great when we get them settled in and when they have a place to live. But the need goes beyond that. Many of these folks do not have English or English is their second language. They need to have mentors and teachers to help them through processes like getting their Social Security card, getting their work visas. Their children are going to be enrolled in schools, but the children are going to be, they'll need tutors. They're just going to need guidance. They're going to need us to hold their hands and welcome them to the community, to be part of who we are, not only at St. Matthias, but in the Fredericksburg area. So there will be opportunities to train, to go through the refugee resettlement training process and to walk alongside these newest citizens in our country. And it's very exciting. And the response from the congregation has been wonderful, and I'm sure it will continue to be.
Yeah, right when the Biden administration was working through the withdrawal from Afghanistan, we at Quantico had a number of folks to kind of come through. One of the people that is part of our life who works at Quantico is Dr. Anna Ray, who just worked through her PhD stuff. We're so excited for her. But her and Judy Harford worked with the congregation to kind of put together some initial things that were needed. You did a great job, St. Matthias, kind of providing lots of things. And so, I think I remember Jesus saying, I was a stranger and you welcomed me. And, there's that Old Testament and really New Testament imperative to welcome the strangers and the foreigners in your land who are part of this. These are folks that were, in the case of Afghanistani refugees are folks who were allies to the United States in the midst of years worth of really hard times. So this is a great opportunity to kind of be a good neighbor, and I'm excited about that. I was surprised with the amount of energy there was that surrounded that. There was a moment that we kind of identified all the different possibilities of things that we could be doing, and there was just a ton of stuff, right? Peg, recorded like a whole bunch of stuff. But of all those, one of the top three was refugee resettlement, and I didn't vote in the midst of all that. I just kind of hung back and watched the room, and there was just a great deal of energy about that as a church, and also a great deal of energy about re-engaging with our broader community immediately around us here at St. Matthias, here in Grafton Village, South Stafford, and the like. So that was actually kind of that connection piece, that growth piece, that care piece, and serve in the midst of all that. We actually also talked about the need to work with Micah and the street church. You want to talk a little bit about that, Peg?
I do. I am so excited about this. I don't know that too many people may not be aware, but we've sort of been involved in the street church project for a while now. Matt is sort of the unofficial music director.
Oh, he's official.
Oh, he's the official. Yeah, the official.
He's actually official music director there.
So he is the music director for Street Church, and he has been playing for a very long time with them and is very excited about it. And Marion Lynch, who is just like cook extraordinaire, and Micah, she's called Mom by most of the homeless people who are involved in Micah. And she was asked and volunteered to do the breakfast on the 5th Sunday of the month. And then the chicken band, the Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Chickens, chicken band for short.
All girl band. Yes.
All girl band. Oh yeah, all girl band.
Don't forget that.
Right. They are actually playing on the 5th Sunday of the month. So we sort of took that as we're kind of involved already. And we are expanding that to for the 5th Sunday of the month. During that month, we'll collect donations and then give them, seasonal donations. Sure. and donate those on those 5th Sundays of the month. And the cold weather shelter is probably opening back up. As Bert has said, they've lost their grant money is running out. So that may be opening up next winter. And we have been involved in that for several years anyway. And then Marion, God bless her heart, on Christmas Eve, she serves a hot meal that is to die for to the Micah folks. And we've been involved in that for several years. So we've already been involved. We're just expanding it a little bit. And my dear sweet friend Tammy Ellis has volunteered to be the Micah point of contact to kind of bring all three of those things together. And we'll work with Chelsea, who's the pastor for the street church, to come up with a list of things that we want to collect for those months and to be continue to be connected with them. So we also kind of talked about a little bit a pulpit swap. I'm not sure which Sunday I would want to attend if Chelsea came to our church and you went to street church, Bert, but that's an exciting thing anyway. And so it's exciting. It's just exciting. Yeah. So. Absolutely.
Did you want to say something, Mariella? I thought I heard you draw a breath.
No, I'm just caught up with the whole excitement that I know the four of us feel the excitement, but it was so present in the room on March 26th. I mean, you could just feel, it's palpable that we are looking to tomorrow, and with the Lord's guidance, always with God's guidance, we are moving St. Matthias into tomorrow in a just a beautiful, beautiful way.
Mhm. Mhm.
I agree. I agree. I agree. And I have always had the sense that the Lord has loved this church and has seen us through so much. And there are enormous resources of people and a great building and, great hearts that are part of our life here. And so there's great potential as we move forward for us to be in the ministry for Jesus Christ. There's so much that our world is hurting through and with and for, and I think we can be in our own ways part of that. The Lord's answer, the Lord's response to the brokenness of this world. So I'm really excited. I'm very, very excited. And one question was asked is, where are we with COVID and all this? Are we open for business? And I think kind of around the room, it was like, oh yes, we are open for business. And I really want to just kind of reinforce that we have, we've had to restrict and restructure and kind of pivot in lots of different ways, but we are open for business. And if there's a need for the use of the building, if there's a hope for being able to do something, then absolutely. Our mask requests have been dropped based upon the CDC guidance for our community. If people need to wear a mask or socially distance, that's great. We're going to love you. If people are not in a place to mask and are comfortable with coming up, we're going to love you, and we have a place for everyone in that. So I'm really excited. I hear the excitement in your voices as well. And I know that I've heard it from a lot of other people. And there's a sense of, let's not lose the let's not lose the momentum. Let's not lose the excitement. And that will be on us to kind of keep going, and push past any of those challenges that may try to show up. So I'm very excited, and I'm excited about Easter. We have Palm Sunday this coming Sunday, and then the following Sunday is Easter. So it's going to be a great celebration. Our first Easter since we've been outside of the building. It'll be our first back in the building service. We'll all gather at 10 a.m. on Easter Sunday morning and have a blast. Those folks who can't make it will certainly be welcome at the 8:30 service online, and we'll have a blast there too. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you guys very much. This is a great conversation. We'll probably need to get together and have some more conversations and have some more folks kind of, join us for these kinds of things. But just real quick, and we didn't rehearse this or anything like that, but real quick, around the horn, one word about what you see St. Matthias moving to be. What would be the one word that you would see St. Matthias moving to be? Everybody's looking up and thinking like, oh gosh, why didn't you tell us you were going to ask us this, Bert?
Connected.
That was my word.
Oh, okay.
Mary?
Yeah.
Mary?
A friend
A
to
friend.
anyone in need.
Oh,
May that be. May that be. Well, may that be for you too, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.